What's up, Vital Men? It's great to be with you today. I want to continue the conversation around relationships. It is a passion zone for mine, and I think it's one of those things that if we get it right, so many other places in our life just end up being right. So, when we go into a relationship, or as we stay in a relationship, we have a box of hopes, dreams, and desires. The things that we hope happen, the dreams inside of us that we hope become a reality, and the desires within the relationship. You have them related to your house, you have them related to responsibilities around the house, you have them related to money, to travel, to budgeting, you have them related to pajamas. Come on, somebody. You have them related to your schedule, your day off, fill in the blank. You have in your box an idea of how you think life should play out. And then you get in a relationship with someone, and while emotions are high, it seems like you have the same box. And then those emotions fade, which every study shows they do. You recognize your box is different than their box. So what do you do when the boxes look different? What do you do when the hopes, dreams, and desires don't line up? Oftentimes what happens is hopes, dreams, and desires are given to the other person, creating, whether intentionally, unintentionally, spoken or often unspoken, expectations. An expectation is a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. There's a song, you might know the song, it's an older song, it's not new. It's even the best fall down sometimes. Even the wrong words seem to rhyme. Out of the doubt that fills my mind, I somehow find that you and I collide. And then the question is, what happens when the eyes collide? And today I want to give you the first 4 of 5 options of what happens when eyes collide. So you're going to want to listen to next week, because next week I'm going to give you the right answer. Today I'm just going to talk about what are the cultural norms that tend to play out over time. The first one is this. The first option of the 5 is we leave. We get into a relationship, we find out that our box is different than their box, we're not sure that our boxes are compatible, we get frustrated because they're not interested in playing in our box, and we're not sure if these 2 boxes can even fit in the same house. So we leave. And when we leave, we pick up our box and we take it from them because it's no longer their expectations, and we walk into our next expectation relationship and we give the new person the box, hoping that there's some more similarity between the box, and at some point you realize, like the first relationship, your boxes are different. So what do you do when the boxes are different? The first option is we leave. The second one is the one that I struggle with the most, is we win. When the eyes collide, someone's going to try to win. There's usually one personality that's stronger than the other personality, and the ways that we win are one of these 4 options. One is we try to convince them. Wouldn't you say that, like my box is pretty great? I mean, like, let's be honest. The way that I think about money, it's really good. The way I think about travel and vacation, the way that I think about your pajamas, I think my box is great. Don't you think my box is great? The second one is convict. Come on. Have you looked at the way your family handles conflict? Have you looked at the way that you do your schedule? Like, isn't it chaotic? Don't you lack freedom in your schedule? Come on. My box is better than your box. You should lay down your box. Or we try to control. You should just abandon your box, because you walked in this relationship. I'm the man. I'm in charge. You should be more like me. But have you ever felt good when you're pretending to be someone you're not? The fourth one is the one that's the most culturally accepted version of the wrong answer. And it's the one that you might even think, as I describe it, being the right answer. It's we compromise. Isn't that the goal? Like, isn't that what we do in relationships? Or relationships are just full of compromise. Well, here's the problem with compromise. Let's talk about holidays. When you're in a holiday decision-making mode, like whose house are you going to for Christmas? Your family, her family, fill in the blank. When it comes to money, your goals, her goals, fill in the blank. Compromise is we're going to take turns making decisions, and when it's my turn, I'm going to make a decision for me. and you're going to make a decision for you. And over time, those little decisions where I know every time you get the opportunity to make the choice, you're going to choose you, causes me to feel like I have to protect my box from you. And as long as you're trying to protect what you value from the person that you're supposed to love, over time, trust begins to fall. And as a result of trust falling, there's low intimacy. And I'm not just talking about sex. Intimacy is into me. See. The vulnerable places. The hopes. The dreams. The desires. Well, if compromise isn't the answer, what's the answer? Glad you asked. Jesus said it like this. And by the way, he's not talking about marriage. He's just talking about life and relationship. And this directly applies to marriage, because later you see the very disciples who heard this using this as their platform to communicate about marriage. So Jesus said it like this. Now I'm giving you a new commandment. Love each other. And we're thinking, oh yeah, I get love each other. I've watched the movie. I've heard the song. Like, I should have more feelings than I do. And he said, no, time out. Just as I have loved you. Just as. You see, there's this new phrase that's going to start to creep into the New Testament church and really become a center point, that you should love each other as God through Christ has loved you. Jesus would later go to the cross, be crucified, be brutally tortured, as an example and expression of what real love is. What's real love? It's love without expectation in return. Love is, hey, I'm going to prefer you over me. I'll walk in disappointment so you don't have to. I'm not going to try to make this relationship fair. Why? Because I'm not trying to win. I'm not trying to convince. I'm not trying to convict. You see, real love is the opposite of compromise, because compromise creates OU relationship. It's a debt-debtor. Because I did this, now you have to do this. Because you do this, my responsibilities are this. Surely, this is love. The problem with that is real love is the opposite. You see, the only way to remove the expectations that increase gratitude and trust are love requires margin between what's recognized and the expectation. So, today I just want to think about an idea. According to love, love is in a relationship, in a marriage, a submission competition. You see, in the other option is a race to the front of the line. Jesus said, no. Real love is not the race to the front to see who wins and who gets to spend more time in their box. Real love is a race to the back of the line. So what are you racing towards? And I want to leave you with one last question. 2 questions. What's in your box? And are you expecting someone else to fulfill it? Have a great day.